Hi, I'm Jo from J.H.Leather, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to create this little card holder. Now this design comes with 4 different pockets for you to choose from and will be available as a PDF pack and pack download as well as an acrylic template set, and there'll be links in the description for where you can get your hands on those. So let's get started. Once you have your patterns, what we can do is then pick which of the 4 front pockets we are going to use for our card holder. We can then get our leather, and links for the leather that I have used will be in the description, and we can then draw around our patterns. So I am going to start by drawing 2 of the inner main body pieces. And then what I'm actually going to do is use a contrasting leather, and then I'm going to mark around and cut a pair of front pockets. And on this textured leather, I find that it's easier to see the marks that I've made if I'm using the silver pen. Once we've got everything marked out, we can start doing our cutting. So what I like to do first is, using a rotary cutter and a ruler, cut all my straight edges, and then I'm going to be using my single head knife to cut the shaped parts. So I'm going to start by cutting the top of the front pocket, and then I'm going to start cutting the rounded corners using the nibble technique that you will have seen in many of my videos. Once we've got everything cut out, what we can do is start to do some edging. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our front pocket, one on each of our main bodies. We're going to mark where the top of that pocket is, and then we're going to edge on the grain side at that point only. So we're going to go up across the top to where the pocket is going to stop. And then once we've done that, we can flip that over and edge along the straight edge. That will be the top opening edge of our card holder. On our front pockets, we can go all the way around that nice grain side. And once we've done that, we can flip it over and do our edging along what will be the top opening edge only. Now we've got our pieces cut out and edged, we can apply some edge finish. Now, because I'm using the 2 contrasting colours here, what I'm going to do is use the burnishing gum only to bring out the natural colours in the leather. However, you can use an edge stain here as well as the burnishing gum. We can then polish that in. And then what I'm going to do is, using a creasing iron, I'm going to put a crease line all the way around each of my pieces. So you should have something that looks like this, and we can then start to do some assembly. So because the leather for the middle parts of my card holder are quite smooth, what I'm going to do is just slightly rough up the edges there, and then I can apply my glue. And I can also apply glue to the flash side of those front pockets. And then when they're tacky, I can glue those 2 pieces together. Now at this point, if you need to, you can trim off any excess. And then we can put some glue on the flesh side of our card pocket. And so I'm just going to use a heat gun to help get this glue nice and tacky. And then when it is, I can glue those 2 halves of my card holder together. We want to get the edges nice and flush. And then once we've done that, what we're going to do is, with our dividers at 3mm, we're going to draw our stitch line all the way around between the points that were marked on our pattern. And we can then follow that with our chosen stitch marker. Now if you want, you can stitch mark this all the way through. However, I am going to be using an awl with mine, so I'm not hitting my stitch mark all the way through. When you get to the corners, what you can do is use a smaller iron like a 2-tooth stitch marker to help get around those corners nice and easily. Once you've done your stitch marking, we are now ready to stitch. So we are going to be using the double hand or saddle stitch method for this. We're going to start with 2 back stitches. And now on your back stitches, when you pull those threads nice and tight, you want to have it so your stitches sit side by side and not one on top of the other. This way they will last longer. And once you've done that, you can continue stitching this little card holder as you normally would. Now, if you are new to leathercraft and would like some help with your hand stitching, I have a whole video dedicated to showing you how to hand stitch leather, and I will link that at the end of this video as well as in the description. Now when you get to the end of your stitching on this little card holder, what we're going to do is 1.5 back stitches. That way it matches the other side of our card holder and also locks our stitches off. We can then start to do some edge finishing. So what I'm going to do is sand my edges nice and flush. And now what I'm doing next is going over with my edge tool again. So the edge tool that I use on this is incredibly tiny, and you might find that you need to go around your card holder one more time just to get off those now squared edges. Once you've done that, you can then apply your chosen edge finish. So for me, that is just the burnishing gum, and then I'm going to polish that in. And then I'm going to go around one more time with a hot crease to make that line nice and prominent all the way around my card holder. Now the final thing that we're going to do here is using a bone folder. We're going to push that into each of the pockets to remove any excess glue buildup that there may have been from earlier. And that is it. You can now pop your cards in and get using this little card holder. Now the middle section can be used for either cards or cash, and you can also fit cards in the front and back pockets. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this card holder, and if you did enjoy this video, then you may also enjoy